Hi guys, can you hear me? Yeah, can you hear me? Hello, am I audible? Okay, so just give me 2 minutes and then we'll start. Let everybody join. There's one or two more people joining. So let's start in 1 minute. All right, guys, let's start. So today will be just like a 1 hour session. We'll be doing some topics, some leftover topics of the number system. So the first one is sequences, sequence and series. Okay. I mean, if you're struggling to understand what is the sequence and series, your arithmetic progression geometric progression that APGP. That's one part of your sequence and series. Okay, are you able to recall? So this is what we're talking about, and see, sequence and series is not restricted to just this. Okay, this is APGP, just one part, one type of series that could be there. We can have any sequence, any series for that matter. Okay, any means any unique series. They'll make their own rule of a series. They'll, pop it up in a question. We'll see. But first of all, let's see what is an AP and what is there here. It's like A plus D, A plus 2D, A plus 3D, and so forth. Okay, so that's an AP. So difference between them is D, difference between them is D. So that's what an AP is, arithmetic progression. Okay. For example, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13. So difference is 2. So difference is constant. That's what an AP is. Okay. So nth term, if you want to find any like 10th term, 15th term, 20th term, what will be that? So any term, if you see, is A plus how many D's are getting added. Okay, how many D are getting added to A? That's your any particular term. For example, first term 0D, second term 1D, third term 2D, fourth term 3D. So n term would be n minus 1D. That's how we get nth term. Is that okay? Any point, just let me know. So I'll go to another page. So nth term is given by A plus n minus 1 into D. This formula is used mostly to find number of terms. For example, question is how many multiples of 4 are there between from 16 to 92, let's say. How many multiples of 4 are there from 16 to 92? That's the question. So first 16, 20, 24, 28, 32 till 92. How many terms are there? First of all, is it an AP? Yes. Multiples of 4, obviously it's an AP. Keep difference between any two consecutive terms is 4. So we'll use this formula. Nth term is equal to A plus n minus 1 into D. Nth term, the last term is, so we'll equate the last term here as nth term. 92 is equal to A, the first term, 16, n minus 1, n is the number of terms, that's what we need to calculate. D is the difference, which is 4. Is that okay with everyone? Equate the last term as nth term. A is the first term, D is the difference. So that's what you need to do. 92 minus 16 upon 4 plus 1 is equal to n. That's all we need to do. Okay, so it'll come out to be 20. Is that okay? That's the use of this formula. Mostly that's how it is used. Okay, is that okay? Then there is one more formula also for sum of an AP. That is given by first term plus last term into n by 2. N is the number of terms. So for example, if we want to find sum of all these numbers, first is 16, last is 92, and number of terms comes out to be 20.2. That's what the sum would be. Okay, right? Any doubt? Anyone from here? So this formula for sum of an AP is not very frequently used, but still, it's good to know. Is that okay? All right. So going to GP. So see, in AP, it was A plus D, A plus 2D. We were adding something. In GP, we'll be multiplying A into R, A into R square, A into R cube, and so forth. Here, the ratio is constant. Okay, so A into R gives me AR, AR into R will give me AR square, and so forth. Is that okay? So accordingly, nth term will be given by A into R raised to power n minus 1. Okay. For example, second term has 1 as power of R. Third term has 2 as power of R. Fourth term has 3 as power of R. Nth term will have n minus 1 as power of R. And sum is A into R raised to power n minus 1 upon R minus 1. Again, n is the number of terms. Okay. Again, formulas for GP are not very frequently used. They're very rare. But again, we need to know the formula. Is that okay? Any point here anyone wants to make? Okay, now let's go to the questions. What sort of questions we'll have? So we have seen questions based upon direct AP and direct GP are not very common. Okay. Now the questions will have their own unique series. For example, let me take another page. For example, question says any term, any nth term of a sequence is given by minus 1 raised to power n plus 1, okay, into 1 by 2 raised to power n. Okay, so S is the sum okay, S is the sum of the sequence, right? There are infinite terms here. Infinite terms, 100 terms, 200 terms, doesn't matter. So what is true about X? S is between 1 by 2, 1 by 4. S is between 1 by 3, 1 by 4. Sorry, 1 by 4, 1 by 6. This is between 1 by 6, 1 by 8. This is between 1 and 1 by 2. Let's say these four options are there. So which of the following can be, which of the following is true about S, the sum of the sequence? Take a minute, try this. This is a real GMAT question actually. This has been taken from GMAT Prep First, the GMAT mock test official. Any answers? Anyone? Okay. See, in such questions, okay, let's see. Let's write the first few terms first of all. So first term would be 1 by 2, second minus 1 by 4, third 1 by 8, minus 1 by 16, 1 by 32, minus 1 by 64, and so on. Okay. So one thing is clear. If you see all the options, every option is like a limit. It's a range of the answer. Okay. So nowhere will be trying to find a true value. Okay. We're trying to find a range. And obviously, if you see, we can't find any value here in finite terms. So you can't zero down to any one value. Okay. So we need to see upper limit and lower limit. That's what we're trying to see. Okay. Everywhere it's upper limit and lower limit. Okay. Now if you see 1 by 2, what will be sum of next two terms? Minus 1 by 4. Next two minus 1 by 32. Next two will be again negative. It's 1 by 2 minus something. So sum would be less than 1 by 2 for sure. The value, the sum of all these terms would be less than 1 by 2 for sure. Is that okay? Let me know if that is fine. Anybody has anything here? Any point? Not clear? First term is 1 by 2. Nitin? What will be sum of next two terms? Nitin, what will be sum of next two terms? First term is 1 by 2. What will be sum of next two terms? Nitin? Negative 1, right? Yes or no? Sum of next two terms, minus 1 by 32. Next two terms, again negative. So it will be 1 by 2 minus something. Is every other term is negative. The sum would be less than 1 by 2. Yes, Nitin? Is that okay? Okay. Now take sum of first two terms. It will be 1 by 2. 1 by 4. 1 by 2 minus 1 by 4. Okay. Sum of next two terms plus 1 by 16. Sum of next two terms plus 1 by 64 and so forth. That's 1 by 4 plus something. So it'll be more than 1 by 4. First term. First option is the answer. Is that okay? So we just need to find upper limit and lower limit. I mean, when we see the option, that's how it strikes us. Let me know if that is fine. Yes, n is equal to 1, n is equal to 2, n is equal to 3. Nth term, like first term, second term, third term. Okay. We haven't made the series of AP. It's not an AP. Nathan, first of all, every series doesn't need to be AP and GP. AP, GP is just one kind of series. And most of the questions will not be either AP or GP. It'll be something else. Okay. Nathan, is that okay? It's just a unique series. It has nothing to do with AP or GP. Okay. And any other point anyone has, just let me know. Let's take one more question of the same similar type, I would say. So S is the sum of reciprocals of all integers from 201 to 300. Okay, so again, what can be said about S? S is between 1 by 2, 1 by 3. Similar to what we did in the earlier question. Just try it once. Okay, any answers? So what answer is option A? Any other answers? A. Okay, again, same situation. We need to find range for the sum. So it's like 1 by 201, 1 by 202, 1 by 203 till 300. Okay, these are 100 terms. Again, if you see, if every term is 200, 1 by 200, if, okay, if every term is 1 by 200, so the sum in this case would be the term into number of terms. Okay, that'll be 1 by 2. And if every term is 1 by 300, the sum in that case would be 1 by 3. Is that okay, first of all? Any doubt in this point? Now, every term is now less than 1 by 200. Okay, if you see every single term, it's less than 1 by 200. So sum, final sum would also be less than 1 by 2. Right? And now every term is more than 1 by 300. The sum would also be more than 1 by 3. The first option again. Okay, everyone? Is that fine? Okay, just let me know. Okay. So that's what your sequence and series is. So mostly the questions will have a unique series and we'll have to see from the series. Okay. For example, in this question, the series was given to me, kind of. I knew what the series was. In the previous one, if you see, the rule for the series is given. Okay. Every term will be governed by a certain rule. And in such case, just write first few, 5, 6 terms. You'll get an idea where we are heading. Okay. Everybody fine with this? Next topic would be decimals. Okay. Decimals. So if we have this decimal ABC, decimal DEF. Okay. So what do we call these digits? Just before the decimal is units place, then hundreds place. If we move towards left, sorry, tens place, hundreds, and that's it. It'll go on like that. After decimal, it starts with tenth place, then hundredth, then thousandth, and so forth. Is that okay? Okay, so that's how we name them. TH means after decimal. Okay, so if something is before decimal, it won't have TH in the end. Now let's see the rounding off thing. Okay, what is the basis of rounding off? Let's say we need to round off a, b, c dot, d, e, f. Let's say we need to round it off to hundredths place. Hundredths place means we need to round it off till this. I mean, we need to end the number here. Now we need to see wherever we round off the next digit, immediately next. We need to see the next digit immediately next to it. If that is 5 or bigger, okay, if it is 5 or more, I mean, if f is 5 or more, it'll become d and e. I mean, we'll increase this number by 1. Otherwise, we'll keep it same if the next number is less than 5. For example, this is the thing. Let's say we need to round it off to this place. So it'll become, 1 second. So it'll become 1, 2, 3 point. So we need to round it off to this place. Next digit is 5. It'll become 0.45. Is that okay? Everybody fine with this? Okay. Now let's say we need to round off the number to the 10th place. That means we need to round it off to this place. So what will be the number finally after rounding it off? No. We need to see the next number in the original number, not in the rounded off number. We are rounding off the original number to the 10th place. Next number is less than 5, so it'll remain 4. That's the whole point. Okay, everybody, is that fine? So we need to avoid this mistake. Okay, now go to your handout, last page, last question on your handout of number system. That'll be, I think, question number 8 on the last page. Just see that. Right. Okay, let's see. So what is the result when it is rounded off to nearest hundredth? Okay. First statement, when we round it to the nearest thousandth, it becomes 0.455. Now from here, now again, this is when we round it off to the nearest thousandth. Question is, what happens when we round it to the hundredth? That means this place. Now I need to know what was the number next to it in the original number. Now if we see, original number could have been this also. It could have been this also, isn't it? So when we round it off to this place, the thousandth place, it becomes this. Is that okay? Now when we round it off to this place, this will become 0.46 and this will become 0.45. So I don't know what will happen when we round it off to the nearest hundredth. Not sufficient. Is that okay? Second thousandth digit is 5. This is 5. I mean, I don't know what are the other numbers. So clearly not sufficient, because the question is, what is the number when we round it off? So we can't say anything about the number because we don't know other digits. Combine the two. The only problem in the first statement was whether the thousandth digit is 5 or 4. That is taken care of by the second statement. So thousandth digit is actually 5 in the actual number also. So when we round it off, it becomes 0.46. So C is your answer. Is that okay? Just let me know if any doubt is there. All right. So just go to the previous page. I'm page number 8. Try question number 2, 4, and 5. 2, 4, 5. Give them a try. Is that done, guys? All three. All right then. What is the answer of fifth? ABC dot DEF. Let's say that is the number. We need to find the 10th digit. This. Okay, let's say the number is ABC dot DEF, decimal DEF. We need to find the 10th place number, which is B here. We need to find the value of B. First statement, R by 10. So if we divide something by 10, what will happen? It will become this. Okay, decimal will shift here. So the 10th digit of this, that means A is equal to 3. That is given here. But what we need is B, not sufficient. Okay, Nathan? First is not sufficient. Right? Got a mistake? Okay. Second, 10R. 10R would be A, B, C, D dot EF. Okay, the decimal will shift to the right. In this case, the 100th digit, which is B, is given to me as 6. That's what we need. Sufficient. Is that okay? So that's not a difficult thing. That's not complicated. If in the first statement the number was AB dot CDE, I mean the actual number you're talking about, true? No, but I mean that is not possible because when we divide by 10, the 10th digit still remains. That means we must have at least three numbers before decimal. And the statement cannot become void. So if AB.DEF was the actual number, the statement will become void. There won't be any 10th digit when we divide it by 10. Is that okay? So that situation can't exist. The statement can't be wrong. So you can't have any situation where the statement is wrong. No, because the first statement tells me that even after dividing by 10, there'll be two numbers before decimal. From there. Otherwise, there's no other way it is given. It could be 5, 10, any numbers. Okay. And that's not an assumption. It's just from the first statement, it won't work out having at least 3 before decimal. Okay. Fourth, if we see again, ABC dot DEF, we need 100th place, which is E. First says 10D. Okay. This is 10. So 10 times this would be ABCD.EF. So 10th digit is E. It is given as 7. That's what we need. Sufficient. Second talks about D upon 10. That'll be AB.CDEF. 1000th digit in that. This is 1000th digit. Again, this is sufficient. That's what we need. Right, guys? That's again just what was question number 5. Okay. Question number 2. Okay, what are the answers for second? B, B, B. Okay. Let's see. K is a positive integer and tens digit of k plus 5 is 4. I mean, k plus 5, the tens digit is 4. So it could be 40, 41 till 49. I mean, it could be 140, 141 also, but that doesn't matter. It could be 240, 241 till 249 also. So just for the sake of convenience, let's take it 40 to 49. Is that okay? We're just concerned with the tens digit. We are not concerned with 100, 1000, any such digit. So k plus 5 can be any number from 40 to 49. Is that okay? So let me know if there is any problem here. So we can say k is anywhere between 44 and 35. Just subtract 5 from everything. Take it. This question is, what is the tens digit of k? Okay. So first statement says k is more than 35. So more than 35 means k could be between 36 to 44. Now clearly the tens digit could be 3 or 4, both not sufficient. Right? Nitin, you were saying D as an answer. So first is not sufficient. Tens digit could be 3 for both. Okay. So k could be 36, 37, 40, 44, any such number. So it could be 3 also, 4 also. Second statement says, okay, so from the question it says, okay, it could be 35, 36, 39, 40 till 44. Second statement says units digit of k is greater than 5. That means it can't be anything in the 40s. It can only be in the 30s. So 3 would be the tens digit sufficient. Okay, because the tens digit in the 40s can only be maximum 4. Can't be 5 or bigger. Is that fine? All right, so that's your decimals. We'll do one more question. If you go a little above, so that's the set of questions that we were doing were from miscellaneous questions. If you go to a little above that, questions based upon number line. Can everybody see that in the handout? Just above this miscellaneous questions. There are questions based on number line. Try first question from that. If n denotes number, that question is right. Just above this miscellaneous part. Okay, so what's on? A. Okay, so first of all, n is negative. This is 0, n would be to the left of 0, that means n is negative. So that square of n is less than 1 by 100. Let's say n square is equal to 1 by 400. Yes, it's less than 1 by 100. That means n is what? Minus 1 by 20, because it's only on the negative. So let's say n is negative. Sorry, let's say this is n. Negative 1 by 20. This is negative 1 by 10. Till now, is that first of all? And the question is reciprocal of n. That means 1 by n would be minus 20. Now let's say this is minus 10. This is minus 20. So this is less than minus 10 for sure. A is your answer. Is that okay? Okay, guys. So that's your numbers. So that completes your number system. So in case somebody has not done any topic, again, just drop an email to Mahi and she'll let you know when that class is happening. Okay. So thank you. And through the speak thing. I mean, from my side, it's over. It's over from my side. Any question that anybody has? IR, don't just worry about IR as of now. There'll be a video shared with you. So IR is just, so it's maths and CR put together. That's what it is. In terms of maths, there is nothing new that'll be used there. So there are just 4 types of questions. They're in IR. IR is all about understanding graphs and reading graphs, questions based on graphs. So finding average, percentage, nothing mathematically new there. Okay, so you'll get a video, you'll get an email from Mahi, you'll have a video of and don't worry about IR and AWA as of now. Start taking it, desire, just spend like 2 days on A, 2 days on IR, and just take 1 or 2 marks with full IR. That's how it should be. I mean, 1 or 2 marks for AWA and IR. Is that okay? Okay.